2. Organization structure definitions and assignments. The enterprise structure is the skeleton of SAP. Just as you cannot move a muscle without a bone to pull on, you cannot process a sales order without an organizational structure to anchor it. Company code. Definition. The company code is the central organizational unit of external accounting within the SAP Financial Accounting (FI) module. It represents a specific legal entity, example, Samsung India Private Limited or Samsung USA Inc., for which a complete set of independent financial statements, balance sheet, and profit and loss can be drawn up. SD perspective. In SAP SD, the user never enters the company code directly in a sales order. It is derived automatically in the background based on the sales organization. Key realities and configuration. Currency. The company code defines the local currency. If you sell in USD but your company code is in EUR, the system automatically posts realized exchange rate gains or losses to the GRL. Taxation. All tax registration numbers, GST, VAT, sales tax, are linked to the company code. The one truth, one company code equals one distinct legal book. You cannot mix the revenue of two legal entities into one company code. Senior insight. Greater than the cross-company trap. Juniors often forget that if sales org A, assigned to company code 1000, sells goods belonging to plant B, assigned to company code 2000, you trigger an intercompany sales process. This requires complex configuration. If you map them to the same company code by mistake, you violate legal accounting principles. Sales organization. Definition. The sales organization is the highest summation level in sales and distribution. It is the legal unit responsible for the sale of merchandise and services. Key responsibilities. Legal liability. It represents the entity legally responsible for the product, example. Who gets sued if the product breaks? Pricing. Pricing procedures are assigned at the sales org level. Reporting. It is the primary bucket for sales analysis. Configuration rules. A sales org can only belong to one company code. You can't have a sales team legally representing two different companies simultaneously. However, a company code can have multiple sales orgs, example. Domestic sales org, export sales org. Real project insight. Greater than don't overdesign. Create separate sales orgs only if there are distinct legal or pricing requirements. Do not create sales org north and sales org south, just for reporting. Use sales offices for that. Too many sales orgs creates a maintenance nightmare for pricing conditions. Distribution channel. Definition. The distribution channel represents the strategy or medium through which goods reach the customer. Examples. O1. Wholesale, high volume, low margin, bulk packing. O2. Retail, low volume, high margin, single units. O3. E-commerce, digital sales, specific payment gateways. O4. OEM, direct-to-factory sales. Key impacts. Master data. You can extend a material to have different minimum order quantities or delivery plans for wholesale versus retail. Pricing. This is the primary driver for price differentiation. A wholesale customer gets a different price list than a retail customer for the exact same product. Division. Definition. The division represents a product line or grouping of materials or services. Examples. O1. Motorcycles. O2. Spare parts. O3. Apparel. O4. Services. Senior insight. The common division, greater than in older SAP versions, division was crucial. In ESER 4, HANA, it is often less critical for G or L account determination, but still required for the sales area. Greater than best practice. Use a common division example. 00. For master data to avoid duplicating customer records across every single product line. Sales office. Definition. A physical location. Example. A branch office that has responsibility for sales within a specific geographical area. Usage. It connects the sales world to the HR world, personnel areas. It is purely optional. The system works perfectly fine without it. Does not control pricing. Never try to drive pricing by sales office unless using complex condition table keys. Sales group. Definition. A subdivision of a sales office, representing a specific group of salespeople. Usage. Granular reporting. Example. Team Alpha versus Team Beta. Used for assigning sales employees via the HR integration. Plant. Definition. The plant is the heart of logistics. It is a physical location where stock is kept, manufactured or distributed. SD versus view. View, a place where inventory is valued, and MRP runs. SD view, a delivering plant. It is the source of the goods for the customer. Critical integration. A plant is assigned to a company code. Crucially, a sales organization can sell from any plant, even those belonging to other company codes, provided the configuration exists. Storage location. Definition. A specific subdivision of a plant where stocks are physically stored. Example. Raw material shed, finished goods rack. SD relevance. Picking SD determines the storage location in the delivery based on the Mala rule, shipping point. Plant. Storage condition from material master. Senior insight. Greater than many consultants forget that picking happens at the storage location level. If your order doesn't determine a storage location, you cannot create a warehouse task, transfer order. Shipping point. Definition. The shipping point is the top-level organizational unit for shipping. It represents the physical location, example, loading dock, rail depot, mailroom, where the goods leave the premise. The golden rule of SD, greater than one delivery equals one shipping point, greater than. Greater than you cannot combine items shipping from the liquid dock and the solid dock into a single delivery note. The system will split them. Determination logic. The system determines the shipping point automatically using this three-part formula. 1. Shipping conditions. From customer master or sales dock type 2. Loading group. From material master. 3. Delivering plant. Purchase group and organization. Definition. Purchase org. The legal entity buying goods. Purchase group. The buyer, person, responsible. SD relevance. These are units, but SD consultants need them for third-party sales, TAS, and stock transport orders, SANTO. In these scenarios, the SD module triggers a purchase requisition, so the system needs to know who is buying. Credit control area. Definition. An organizational unit that grants and monitors credit limits for customers. Key controls. It controls the risk category. It defines the currency of the credit limit, example. Global credit limit in USD, even if sales are in INR. Relationship. One credit control area can span multiple company codes. This allows a global company to set a single credit limit for a customer who buys from both their US and UK subsidiaries. Business area. Definition. An organizational unit of external accounting that corresponds to a specific business segment or area of responsibility in a company. Senior note. Greater than INS or 4 HANA. Business areas are largely obsolete, replaced by profit centers and segments. However, legacy systems still use them heavily for balance sheet reporting by line of business. Assignments, the backbone of SD. Assignments link the standalone definitions together to create a working data model. Assignments define the flow of data. Assign sales organization to company code. The link. This connects the sales world to the financial world. Impact. Any invoice created by this sales org will automatically post to the G or L of this company code. Cardinality, many to one. Multiple sales orgs can point to one company code. Assign distribution channel to sales organization. The link defines valid combinations. Can sales org Germany sell via DIS channel export? Impact prevents users from selecting invalid channels in an order. Assign division to sales organization. The link defines valid product lines for the sales entity. Set up sales area. Definition. Sales org plus distribution channel plus division. Importance. This is the holy trinity of SD. Customer master data is created at the sales area level. Pricing is determined at the sales area level. All sales orders must belong to a sales area. Configuration. You must explicitly list every valid combination. If a combination isn't listed here, it doesn't exist. Assign sales office to sales area. The link connects the physical office to the commercial area. Impact allows sales office New York to sell in the USA or wholesale or electronic sales area. Assign sales group to sales office. The link hierarchical reporting. Assign sales organization distribution channel plant. The most critical logistics assignment, meaning this sales area is authorized to sell goods from this plant. Impact, if you miss this, you can create a sales order, but you cannot create a delivery. The system will say plant not defined for sales area. Cross-company. This is how you enable intercompany sales. You assign sales org A to plant B, which belongs to company code B. Assign sales area to credit control area. The link determines which credit control area checks the credit for a specific sales area. Impact: domestic sales might have strict credit checks, while export sales might use a different credit control area with different rules. Assign plant to company code. The link: the financial anchor for the plant. Impact: when stock changes value in this plant, which company code's balance sheet is updated. Assign shipping point to plant. The link: this loading dock is physically located at this plant. Impact: required for shipping point determination. Real project insight: critical. Most SD production issues stem from over-engineering. The trap, business says. We have a sales manager for the East Coast and one for the West Coast. Junior consultant: I will create 2 sales organizations, ZEast and ZWST. The result: you now have to duplicate all pricing records. You have to extend all customers to both orgs. You have to maintain all config twice. The solution: use one sales organization, example, ZUSA, and use sales offices or customer groups to distinguish East versus West. Golden rule: greater than keep the org structure, as simple as the legal requirements allow. Use master data for reporting, not org structure. Mental model you must keep. Think of the structure as a cascading waterfall. 1. Legal layer, company code, the bucket that catches the money. 2. Commercial layer, sales org, the team that throws the money in. 3. Strategy layer, dis channel, the pipe the money flows through. 4. Product layer, division, the flavor of the money. 5. Physical layer, plant or shipping point, the box the product leaves in. Every error message in SD, example, pricing not found, plant not defined, can be traced back to a broken link in this chain.